This Nasdaq penny stock is on a huge run so far in 2023 and is up over 110% year to date. Trading volume has more than doubled on Friday, and I feel that after a recent pullback in the past 2 months, this stock could be about to rally again. What's up investors, and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking about Aquestive Therapeutics, ticker symbol AQST. This stock is now beginning to be talked about across social media as possibly being a multi-bagger stock over the coming months. But there's a few details that everyone is overlooking that I will talk about in this video. Aquestive is a pharmaceuticals company aiming to solve patients' problems by simplifying complex delivery methods. Aquestive is developing orally administered products as alternatives to invasive and inconvenient standard of care therapies. So in today's video, we will be looking at who exactly are Aquestive. I will look at an analysis of upcoming events and the investor's presentation, along with analyst ratings and technical charts to see what I consider to be the best point of entry. I will also look at the latest top-line data and a Seeking Alpha article looking at the billion-dollar opportunity that is Aquestive Therapeutics. Finally, we'll check out the latest financials, and I will give you my conclusion on AQST before we get into the video. It takes a lot of time to do this research and make these videos, so if you find any value in this, can I ask you to smash the like button? It literally costs nothing, but it helps me out so much. After taking such a long break from YouTube, I am aiming to get over 200 likes on this video. Please help me make this happen. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new content like this. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence. Now let's get into it with a quick overview of this company. Aquestive Therapeutics is a pharmaceutical company that advances and commercializes medicines to solve therapeutic problems and meaningfully improve people's lives. They create innovative drug delivery technology and scientific expertise to redesign important medicines. They have developed a very innovative delivery technology called Pharm Film. This gives patients with complex dosing challenges a simple, non-invasive and more convenient way to dose, with no mixing, chewing or swallowing. This technology in time has the potential of eliminating all oral pills, gels and injections. This oral film could be dissolved on your tongue, which would avoid a lot of toxins and would be effective much faster. Aquestive has focused on applying its technology to address unmet patient needs in CNS conditions including epilepsy. The company's first proprietary commercial product was approved by the FDA for the treatment of seizures associated with LGS. The company is also investigating Libervant as a fast-acting oral rescue treatment for increased bouts of seizure activity. The key focus is to improve medications and outcomes for patients with central nervous system conditions. Aquestive have established a robust portfolio of treatments for CNS disorders and are advancing a late-stage pipeline with promising treatments for complex conditions. So looking at the company's presentation, we can see that AQST have a proven track record with 5 FDA-approved products, over 200 patents worldwide, and over 10 years of product sales on 6 continents. There is potential for 2 major product launches over the next 5 years, and these are for the drug Libervant, which has already received tentative approval, and the company's lead pipeline asset, AQST 109. So AQST 109 is the product that could be a game changer for the company, as this could potentially replace auto-injectors such as the EpiPen, but there is also significant partnering opportunities in 2023. As we can see here on page 6 of this year's corporate presentation, the company has had many global and regional licensing agreements and product licenses on 6 continents. Now this article on Seeking Alpha gives a really good overview of Aquestive Therapeutics and the opportunity that is presented with this stock. As we can see here, they're developing a better solution to a $1 billion a year problem, and the author has pointed out that the company is finalizing the pivotal study and NDA submission is expected next year with potential approval, which I'll speak a little bit more about this in a moment. We have had some news on this. While the author also says that the company stock is undervalued on a forward EV to sales basis, just considering the revenue from existing products and excluding future potential revenue from Anaflim and Libervant. Now I won't go into this article in too much detail, and I will put a link to this in the description below for anyone who wants to have a read. Check out Seeking Alpha, there's a lot of good articles on here about a lot of stocks. But mainly, I will just be focusing on the valuation section of this article. So the company is undervalued based on just the existing revenue excluding Anafilm. The company has $48 million in revenue in 2022, the net income was $8.1 million, and management's forecast for 2023 revenue is between 42 and 48. Cash reserves are $27 million at the end of Q1, while long-term debt was $25 million, and the company is working on reducing this. Now I will take a closer look at this when I look at the financials later in this video. But looking at the relative valuation, the forward EV sales ratio is 2.6, which is lower than the sector average of about 4. The current enterprise value of the company is just $110 million, which is low just considering the existing revenue. But mainly the company has a shot at capturing a market share of a $1 billion a year market, while another opportunity for the company is Libervant, which is targeting acute rescue treatment of seizures, a market expected to reach $4.3 billion by 2027. And on Thursday, Aquestive announced positive top-line data for Anafilm, with plans to submit a pivotal PK clinical study protocol to the FDA in early August, while the company anticipates commencement of its definitive pivotal PK clinical trial in the fourth quarter of 2023. Again, there's a link to this article in the description for anyone who wants to read the whole thing, but the top line results are very positive, and Aquestive CEO Daniel Barber has said that this is a major step forward for the Anafilm development program. We are delighted that the latest results meet all the PK bracketing parameters that we expect to evaluate in the upcoming pivotal PK trial. We are ready to finalize our trial protocol and initiate the study, as we are hopeful that the FDA will agree with our assessment. We continue to believe that a convenient oral product such as Anafilm has the potential to be transformative for patients and caregivers. Anafilm allows patients to have the medication with them where they need it, when they need it, and convenient enough to carry in their pockets. While Dr. John Oppenheimer, MD Director of Clinical Research and Clinical Professor of Medicine at UMDJN Rutgers, stated the data from the 103 study builds on the compelling data generated from prior Anafilm pilot studies. These latest studies results show that the subliminal administration provides a promising alternative to the current standard of care, allowing patients to carry and administer a needle-free alternative of this life-saving medicine. So clearly this is huge. 5 analysts have set 12-month price targets for AQST stock in the past 3 months. The average price target is $580. This average is 200% upside from the current price of $190. Looking at market beat, we can see that AQST is currently in the middle of its 50-day range and is heading towards its 52-week high, and the market cap for Aquestive is now at $107 million, which is still very low in my opinion considering the upcoming catalysts. Institutional investors here include BlackRock, Vanguard, Morgan Stanley, and Greypoint, with institutional ownership now sitting at about 26%. We can see that the consensus rating for Aquestive Therapeutics is as a buy, with major upside, and that the most recent ratings have been set by JMP Securities, who have rated Aquestive as a strong buy and given it an $8 price target. Wedbush and Alliance Global Partners also gave ratings in the past few months. All price targets represent at least 100% upside for a stock that is now very much on the uptrend and beginning to get a lot of social media buzz once more. Aquestive's trading volume on Friday was far above its normal trading volume, with volume of nearly 1 million shares, and the stock is up over 13% as a result. But looking at this could be just the beginning of a big run. Over on Simply Wall Street, they rate this stock as being 5 out of 6 on key valuation metrics, showing the price to sales to be far better than both their peers and the industry average, while they have rated this stock as being 92% undervalued and placing a fair value estimate of $25.46 on the stock. But before we look at the most important AQST financial statements and the charts, if you are enjoying this video, then smash the thumbs up and drop a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Looking at the company's most recent quarterly report, we can see that they have total assets of 61 million, which is primarily made up of cash and cash equivalents of $27 million. In contrast to this, we can see that they have liabilities of 170 million, giving Aquestive a liability to asset ratio of about 3:1. So this is never good to see. This is not good to see a company's liabilities far outweigh its assets. However, this is common in this industry, because it comes down to getting drugs approved before these companies can see revenues. So for biotech or pharmaceutical companies, I prefer to look at liquidity and the current ratio. So Aquestive have current assets of 43 million and current liabilities of 40 million. So that means that over the next 12 months, they actually have a current ratio of closer to 1:1, which is much better. Although the company is in negative equity of $100 million, again, this is not good to see, but this can be common enough in pharmaceutical industry for early stage companies. Then they have $27 million in cash, so there's no problem here either. Looking at the income statement, now this recent earnings report is one of the areas that I see the most confusion from retail investors. We can see here that the company has revenue of 11 million so far this year, which is roughly in line with last year's figures. After deducting operating expenses, this gives the company a loss from operations of $4 million for the period. But after adding other income, this gives a profit of 8 million so far this year and allows Aquestive to post their first ever profitable quarter. And this is where there seems to be some confusion. So now looking back at Reddit, Aquestive has achieved profitability for the first time since its IPO, indicating that its products are resonating with patients and that it is achieving financial stability. The stock is currently trading at $2 a share and could see a significant uptick in price after the company's amazing earnings report and projections for 2023 and beyond are realized. But if you dig a little deeper into the figures, then things are not quite as clear as this post makes it out to be. So looking at page 40 of the recent earnings report, you will see that 8.5 million of this other income came from patent litigation settlement from BioDelivery Sciences. Without this, there would have been another loss, although the losses are getting significantly smaller. And this really does need to be taken into consideration. Looking at the charts, we can see that the stock has been rising a lot over the past few days. AQST stock has been going sideways for most of July, but then this week AQST stock has gained over 20%, and with the volume going up in recent days, this could be the beginning of another rally for this stock that has gone as high as 269 this year. This could be a good entry point now before the stock continues to move higher. So guys, what do you think of AQST and how high do you think the share price will go? Drop a comment below. If you've watched all the way through the video and enjoy my content, then please hit the like button, it really helps the channel out a lot. If you're new, subscribe and hit the bell notification and follow me on Twitter and drop a comment if you would like to see another AQST update in the near future. Nothing in my videos is financial advice in any way, and I am not a financial advisor. If you want to invest in AQST stock or not, that is your choice, and I highly recommend you do your own due diligence either way. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.